Hello everybody. If you'd like to know a little bit about what April holds in store for you personally, I do offer several different levels of astrological service. All of these are available to schedule through the astrological services page of my website. You can schedule with me through the link that you'll find above. In addition, if you're interested in learning Vedic astrology yourself, I have an online academy, VedicAstrologyAcademy.com. You can find a link to that site right here. So here we are, the first of the sign by sign forecast for the month of April. Maybe that's a good month to start with. I'm going to give this a shot for a couple of months, see how it works out, because it's a lot of work that goes into doing horoscopes if you want to do it really well. So you're going to see me going through several different costume changes over the course of this video, because I kind of have to record it a little bit at a time, because that's the only way I'd be able to kind of put it all together. So just a little bit about horoscopes and how they kind of work. So I'm going to do ascendant by ascendant horoscopes. You should look for these for your ascendant. I work with the Vedic system of astrology, but I use a tropical zodiac with sidereal nakshatras. So if you want to know your ascendant as per the tropical system, there is a link down in the text below that will take you to a free chart calculator where you can calculate and find out what your ascendant is based upon your date of birth and your time of birth. So also I wanted to let you know that as these are horoscopes, they're not going to be absolutely perfect as per your life in general, because horoscopes are so much more than just where planets are transiting from your ascendant. We need to take into consideration what planets in your own personal birth chart are being impacted by these transits and so many other things. For that, I highly recommend getting a full consultation with either myself or, even another astrologer. But these can provide some general ideas of what's going on in the month ahead for you. So we're going to start with a little introduction into what April holds in store in general before we go into the ascendant by ascendant breakdown for all of the horoscopes. So April's a month where you're likely going to find yourself in one area of your life or another trying to bring resolution or healing to an area of your life that has long been broken. And you have an idea of how you want to achieve this, the steps that need to be taken in order to bring it about. But as you begin to start down that road and integrate those steps into your life, things get a little bit frustrating and they don't really go quite to plan, so to speak. And so you find yourself in a position where you're going, do I wait this through or do I shift on to another chance, another opportunity, or potentially another solution? And things are likely going to happen in a way that you don't expect them to. Somewhere along the road, you're going to have to let go of something or potentially even someone that you don't want to let go of. Some restless energy begins to kind of come to the surface towards the end of April that coincides with you having to shift in one area of your life and bring that letting go process to a culmination. So we're going to go in and we're going to take a look at what areas of your life are most likely being impacted through these ascendant by ascendant horoscopes. Hello Gemini, and welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of April. You're finding yourself in a position where you're feeling stuck, and being stuck in and of itself isn't quite so bad, especially if you know which direction you should head in. But when you're finding yourself equally in a position where that's confusing as well, I think you get the picture. Things are pretty frustrating for you at the present moment. You're likely finding yourself in a position where you're uncertain of what to believe anymore. Certain beliefs, certain philosophies which you once held as the foundation of your security and stability, those are undergoing constant revamping, even more so than usual for someone with such an analytical mind such as yourself. Everything is topsy-turvy. What was once up is now down. What was once left is now right. What was once right side up is now upside down. And don't worry, I'm not going to sing that cheesy Motown song. But you're finding yourself in a position where things, and yes, even people, long-term commitments, even certain relationships in which you used to find a great degree of solace and security, well, either you're falling from grace with that other person or that other person is falling from grace with you. And at the center of it all, you're going, why me? Why me? Why am I the source of so much stress and conflict? Why am I such a magnet for tension and all sorts of discomfort? Why me? And why you indeed, right? You're confused. You're feeling lost. One thing for certain is you know you need to be a little more resourceful, but you're not sure which direction you need to be resourceful in. Right? So examine that situation. Where does the source of all of your stress lie? You may think it's outside of yourself. You may think that it lies in those connections that are falling apart. You may think it lies in your finances, which you're trying to desperately hold together. You may think that it has something to do with your security inside of yourself about the future and how you can set up things in a manner that are going to be more stable for you. But really, if you examine the situation, the conflict is in here. Right? It's no wonder, or no surprise, I should say, what you're going through when your philosophies are changing, when the entire manner in which you've seen life previously is no longer holding water anymore. Of course you're going to feel a little uneasy within yourself. Of course you're going to feel confused about direction. But trying to desperately resolve that externally is likely not going to solve the problem at the present moment. At the moment, you really need to take a look within and resolve your external situation from inside of yourself. All those things that you're feeling insecure about, well, you don't need to be insecure anymore. When you're unsure of what to hold on to and what to let go of, sometimes maybe it makes sense to just let go of it all altogether, with the exception of one or two things that you suddenly feel like, well, I don't know about that one or two things that I'm considering letting go. Maybe they serve more of a purpose, and indeed, they likely will. But your problem, again, is less external. It's more internal. Resolve the question from within yourself. Hello, Libra, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for the month of April. Sometimes the best way to bring healing to a connection that is seemingly undergoing a lot of stress is to simply walk away from that particular connection. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to walk away from it altogether. Sometimes it's just a matter of turning away from it temporarily. You're seeming to find yourself in a situation with another person where there's a lot of arguing and a lot of disagreement, and at the root of it, you sense that it's really revolving around a difference of philosophies. But many of those philosophies around which you're finding a point of contention are very vital to you. And regardless of the outcome of you defending those beliefs, you feel it's very, very important that you do so. Those beliefs are very sacred to you, and because they're very sacred, you feel a need to defend them. But there's maybe a little bit of a, inconsistency there. right? If something really is that solid, does it really need to be defended? Quite often we find ourselves in a position where we're having a disagreement over philosophies, when really, at the root of it, there's an uncertainty within ourselves. And in the midst of all of that uncertainty, we're trying to convince ourselves that a belief is absolutely pure and there's no flaws in that belief. But because we can't really be sure of that, and because as humans we're deeply prone to doubt, we begin to cling to that belief very intensively out of a fear that we're going to find a flaw in it. And that very pattern is likely what's at root of a particular difference of philosophy that you're having with another individual. You're changing very rapidly and very intensively, and so too are your beliefs. But be alert to the fact that you might be feeling a need to defend something because you are uncertain of it yourself, and hence trying to convince yourself of its validity rather than necessarily another. Welcome, Aquarius, to your monthly horoscope for the month of April. Your ruler transiting through Dhanishta Nakshatra. Now, as I'm saying ruler, many of you might be thinking Uranus, but in Vedic astrology, Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius, and your ruler is transiting through Dhanishta Nakshatra this month, and it's trying to warn you that trying too hard at this particular moment in time may create more problems for you, when a simpler approach could actually make things much better for you. As humans, we have this mindset that if hard work brings reward, then harder work is going to bring even greater reward, right? But it doesn't always work out that way. And then we get into the pattern of when that hard work isn't returning reward, we think that we have to try harder. And then the effort builds and the effort builds, when ultimately it's something simple can get the job done just as easily as what you think might get the job done otherwise, which is that level of super hard work and effort. Seems like you have a difficult decision that you need to make around the new moon of the 12th. Finances seem to be getting in the way of you making this particular decision in a relaxed manner because you're feeling the pressure of finances. But perhaps the best approach to this particular situation involves seeking solutions less than you are and simply moving with what feels appropriate at the moment. In short, you need to let your actions flow through you rather than trying to plan or strategize your actions. That's difficult to do because you're likely feeling a lot of instability, and as humans, well, we like to feel secure when we're making change. We don't like to feel uncertain or uneasy in making important decisions in our life. And when we're not feeling supported by other people in making those decisions, then that can cause us to become even more overly analytical. Though things may begin to feel unstable for you towards the end of the month, what seems like a radical upheaval can actually be a refreshing new start. Ghosts from the past may raise fears for you, but remember that appearances can be deceiving. Thanks everybody for watching my first foray into horoscopes for all of the ascendants. I would really love to hear your feedback in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed to my page, I'm generally doing 1 to 2 videos a week, so you can subscribe through the subscribe button, which I'm sure you'll see on the page. When you go to subscribe, please tick the notification bell. That way you can be notified each time a new video is uploaded. And if you want to schedule a consultation with me after watching your monthly horoscope, please feel free to do so through my astrological services page. You will find the link to that page above. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.